So check this out, Underground. I have a special board for you today. This is the Boardworks Special. Carbon and Negra layup, badass surfs up. We're going to check it out here after we do a little skanking. This is the Boardworks Special. This is a very special board. Not because it's named after one of the coolest ska bands to ever skank the face of this earth, but just because the materials it's going on and it looks badass. Let's get into the spec, shall we? I got a little cheat sheet here because there's a lot going on here. This board here is 8'4" by 29.5 inches wide by 4 inches thick with 109 liters of volume. So far this has been the smallest board we are reviewing. So 8'4" by 29.5 inches with 109 liters of volume. The last Surf's Up I did that was real small, that was performance for me, was the New Leaf Salty Biscuit. That was 31 inches wide with 116 liters of volume. So needless to say, when I got out today on this thing, I was a little nervous that I was going to have a very frustrating session. And I actually didn't. I was very surprised, especially when I found my sweet spot where I could stand. It was very good. So Boardworks website says if you're a novice, you can be up to 140 pounds. If you're intermediate, 175 pounds, and advanced up to 210. Thank God I fall in between because I have lost weight and I'm going sub 195 now. So I kind of fall into that intermediate advanced. I'd like to say I surf intermediately on a sup surf. So starting at the nose, you got a vent plug up there that stays. It's really nice. It's out of the way. At first I thought it was a GoPro mount because I'm used to seeing the vent plugs in the middle, but no, Boardworks put them right up at the nose. It's kind of nice. I do wish there was a GoPro mount up there, but there's not. What's up, Boardworks? Everybody else has got a GoPro mount, especially if you're throwing the sick moves on this thing for a Surf's Up. Man, we gotta have a GoPro mount. Nice wide nose going all the way back to a super cool deck patch, asymmetrically cut, super soft diamonds, very comfortable. I was very surprised it wasn't very hard like some of the other ones. Asymmetrically cut into a badass lime green to match the badass lime green resin tint, going down to a awesome kick pad. Now, thank you Boardworks for putting a standard surf style kick pad on here. We have a nice arch for underneath your foot and a very generous kick tail back there. So it feels really nice. And if you notice, the handle is offset from the center carbon stringer. I don't know if it's for ease of carrying. I carry on my right side, so it's a little bit longer. But also it could be just because you didn't want to mess with the integrity of the carbon stringer that's running down. Either way, it's very comfortable, it's very simple, and it's out of the way. I really thought it was going to be in the way when I was standing, but it wasn't, surprisingly. So it was actually a really good marker because I stood here with my right foot and I stood up here with my left foot. I am a regular foot. Materials on this thing. Let me get my notes. Cheat sheet for the materials. As you can see, it kind of has that cool baseball pinstriping going on here. What that is, those are carbon strips running up and down, and I'll shoot a shot later, but maybe you can see these cross hatches here. What those are Negra strips. And what a Negra is a flexible version of carbon fiber. You know, our paddles are made of carbon fiber and they do flex a little bit, but as y'all know, if you torque them down and you break them or you smash them on something and it breaks and you got exposed fibers, that thing is done. It's almost impossible to repair. With a Negra, there's a video online, I'll link to the video down below. They do a three-way sample of a square of carbon. They break it, you can see the fibers, and then what they did was carbon, a Negra, carbon, and they bent it and it went a lot more, but then you can hear a crack, and what that was, the carbon was breaking, not the Negra. Then they did the reverse. They did a sandwich of a Negra carbon in the middle, and then a Negra on the other outside. So they sandwiched those three, and they bent it, and it was going like this. And they were smashing it and bending it, and nothing happened to it. They have what they call XP202 Carbon and Negra blend. And they also have the carbon strips, obviously, with the top and bottom. That's to give it the stiffness and rigidity. This is an EPS core with epoxy resin. So that's what you got there. There are other sizes of this if you're a heavier or lighter guy or girl and you want to go out there. Some have different thin configurations. So that's the top of the special. Let's flip this bad boy over and let's show you the bottom. So here we got the bottom of the special. As you can see here, it just looks super cool. It looks super clean. The lines are straight. You can't, some of the other boards that are handmade, when they're doing some of the resins, it'll move some of the lines, but this thing is just done and it's crafted phenomenal. I mean, it's just awesome. Nice. Let's see how thick this stringer is. It's about 1.25 inches thick stringer all the way down, and these little tiny 1/4 inch carbon stringers all the way from north to south on this thing. So let's see what we got for some concaves and contours, shall we? We'll kind of start here in the middle. And it looks kind of like we got a raised V with some double concave. So we got some concave here, a little bit of a rolled V, and concave. Let's go to the nose. What do we got? Pretty dominant there. Definitely V, and that helps with the turning, because I'll tell you what, as soon as you drop in this thing, it just goes, it just turns down the line, and it doesn't have any issues going where you put pressure onto it. So still a V in the middle, gets more predominant to the nose, and past the logo here, still have a V, and it starts to flatten out all the way through the nose. So it flattened out a little bit through the nose. Now let's go to the back, shall we? Definitely you can feel the concave going through here. And what that does is help to throw the water down and create forward propulsion. This board is fast once you get it down the line. So you can see here, and I will add that right about here, roughly around the S, is where the rails start to get sharp. They're nice and round here and pinched, but they start to get sharp right about here, right about the S on the logo. So we have a pretty dominant raised V with some double concave, and double concave, again, will help, once you get on rail, will help throw that water and generate that speed. First set of fins on the fronts, again, like today I was riding a quad, so I was riding the quad setup here. I was riding the Futures FCS2 Carvers in size large, just because I wanted to have that little forgiveness going on, a little extra stability, just in case I didn't want to screw myself up outside. So, pretty dominant there in the double concave, very sharp rails all the way down, and as we go into the tail, we got still double concave with that V all the way out the back. Alright guys, all in all with the Boardworks special, this is a mega performance surf sup. If you got good swell, you're on the west coast or you're on the east coast and the Atlantic side, and you're getting constant ground swell and you want to take that next level, you may have a surf sup style that's kind of like my Hobie Colin McPhillips, real easy to ride, real flow, real good, you can hit the lip or whatnot, and you want to get more of that surfboard feel, that real quick snappy responsiveness going down the line pump, and you just want to feel feedback from your board with better quality materials. This board's definitely for you. I'm going to keep riding it. I really like it. Sorry Mikey, my Boardworks rep, he's going to have to fight me to get this board back, I'll tell you that right now. I am going to adjust to a lot shorter paddle with this because I do sit lower in the water. I noticed that today. So I will just make those adjustments. Again, performance wise, awesome. Ease of paddling, about the medium size depending on your weight. If my Boardworks rep Mikey is, I think he said he was 150 pounds, so obviously it floats him a lot more. It's 40 pounds less than what I'm rocking here, so it's going to float him a lot more. He's going to get into the wave a lot easier, but I didn't have a problem standing on this. Other than when the wind picked up, obviously it knocked my ass down, so no big deal. I did get frustrated for the first 15-20 minutes, and after that it was good to go. I had a lot of fun. If you got a Boardworks dealer near you, ask them to demo this special. I promise you, if you're looking for that next board that's going to be a strictly surfs up, this board's for you. So until then, Paddle Underground, thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next episode. See you in the water.